Okay, so here we carry on the right angle cross of rulership with 3-5. The three is influence. The ability, once prepared to gather support, you can see slowly this movement towards the transpersonal. But more importantly, you can see something. First of all, you have the keynote of the circuit. The support is right there. The second thing is that it's not the influence of the fourth line. This is the influence of the third line. Trial and error. I tried communists and it was garbage. Been there, done that, don't do that. In other words, this is very, very powerful from the experience of playing and the capacity to gather support. Here you begin to see what the underlying potential of the third line. The sun exalted here, the authority to focus communal effort. Then you begin to see the power. If you change the tribe, you change the world. If you've never been more interested in changing the collective, I know that it's an ultimate goal, but my goal over the years has been to change the tribe from the mother down, to change the tribe step by step, because if you don't change the tribe, you change nothing. So this is the authority to focus communal effort. The authority is one on the side of the Saturnal leadership is what while we while gathering support will underestimate potential challenges. All this is saying is that the third line, that this ability to be able to work from the mundane plane, but they don't understand the consequences. It's like gathering support and then suddenly you trust into power and you're not ready. I think of people like Lech Wałęsa in Poland. He's an electrician, for God's sake. He's not a politician, he's an electrician. All of a sudden he gets support and he gets pushed into this rulership position. And I don't have anything negative to say about the man. I just want you to understand that the third line doesn't understand the consequences. When that support starts gathering, it starts pushing. It's interesting, by the way. It's the difficulty of this that the three, as the egoist, once that energy is behind it, under enormous pressure to do something with it. This is a revolutionary imperative. The three fives in this situation have a hard time gathering support, and it's so obvious. It's a typical 3-5 dilemma. I would like to have a kind of fantasy world in which the 3-5s are raised differently than anybody else. What you do is you raise them in a way in which they don't lose their reputation, because this is the thing that kills them. There's nothing that will kill five faster than somebody saying they're not good at that. Oh, the pain in it, and how horrible it is. Because there's always this heavy, heavy projection that they're going to be able to accomplish something. Remember, we're dealing with rulership. You meet somebody who is a 3-5, who has a natural influential power over you, who's a natural leader that can bring you into the world, get you your support, you protect them on them that they're worthy of following, and then you see what happens. They're 3-5s. If anything will go wrong, it will, and they know it. Not only that, they end up being the most pessimistic leaders. They are the ones that gather support through darkness rather than light. And this is one of the main revolutionary paths, because only with the tribe giving the 49 can we talk about revolutionary patterns. And then when you're looking at the 26-3, you can see that they gather support out of negativism. They gathered support out of pessimism. We are never going to get what's right for us from this government. Never. So let's destroy it like anarchism. Let's turn it down. Tear it down. The greatest problem for the third line is that they don't know how to replace what they tear down with. So you replace and one dictatorship with another. Mugabe is my favorite. He's a cartoon anyway, not for his people, poor things, but nonetheless, you look at this guy, he's 25 years ago, and he was a revolutionary leader, a black man able to beat the black back the white man, take back his land for his people, a great hero, revolutionary leader. 26 years later, he's an old fascist, brutalizing his own people, starving them. It's really sad. So one of the things to see that there's this drive in the 3-5, and it's a drive to gather support out of pessimism. However, you also see that it doesn't mean that when they gather support, they honestly know what to do. They don't. You can always hear the bullshit in the revolutionary. Every revolutionary sprouts bullshit. They always say the same thing. Okay, we got these horrid people who are doing terrible things to us. We're going to kill them and replace them with heaven on earth. That's what they all do. It reminds me of Fidel Castro. As soon as he took power, he took 65 or 70,000 people, put them in the stadium, and had them shot. You have to see that these are very, very dark forces. They're T cells. And if the 3-5 is punished, and they get punished a lot, that is, that projection on them will either go to the ones that can really do something of value, and they fail, and they lose their reputation, and they're out to get you. Think about a 26 who's a 3-5 and they're working in your office and you have problems with them. You've got a revolution on your hands. They're slowly gathering support from all the people in the office. You'll be lucky not to get lynched. They break into your office, beat you up, throw you out, and tell everybody it was a suicide. So yeah, be careful. The 3-6. The 3-6 makes so many political mistakes. I'm talking about at an era level. I'm not just talking about party politics. This is the kind of child that aligns with the mother because they think that it's going to work better if only to discover that they have aligned with the father, only to discover that it's better aligned with the grandmother, only to discover that it's better to align with the grandfather, only to discover that there must be somebody you can align with. It can be very, very depressive. The other thing is that they don't seem to be able to hold the support. You can see that is the dilemma of the third line, because the third line represents a negative to the not self consciousness. It's very hard to tell somebody, don't do that, it doesn't work. Isn't that amazing? You would really think that you would meet less resistance when you would say to somebody, don't do that, it doesn't work. I know. No. If you tell them this works and it's terrific, they run to it. But if you say to them that it doesn't work, stop, they keep on going. It's really bizarre. So one of the things about the third line is that it's very difficult for them to hold support. And obviously with the 3-5 or the 3-6, you have dilemmas in that because it's all of this about rulership, gathering support, being able to be of influence. And you begin to see very early in life that you can't do it. And then you lie. The 26 gate lies. This is the great land of the false resume. I know that. You better read the details on this one. Excuse me, how come 70 years are missing here? I don't want to talk about that. Let's eliminate that story and put it over there. Everything about the 6 line process that we all hope that 3-6s live long enough to get to the roof. If they live long enough to get to the roof and they can see it's not so much they see the error of their ways, they get to see that no matter how intense and uncomfortable moments in life are, you do survive them. If you do survive, they always have this wonderful, yeah, it was tough. And you notice something about intensity of experience, then the tougher it really was, the lesser tough it's easier you're going to be. Somebody complaining about something or whatever, and you went through the same thing at some time, and it was horrendous for you. And you heard yourself saying to them, it wasn't such a bad deal. It's all right. When they cut the legs off with pillars, it was kind of tough. And you get this other side of this wonderful exaggeration of the 26. They can actually make it easier for you to walk into a field that might have mines. So, yeah, keep them as a friend. You never know. You know?